Hello, welcome to our presentation. And I am Dr. Jahangir Hussain, and this is the paper basically done by my student Pravalika. The title of our work is Pharma Supply Chain Cyber Risk Dashboard. Basically, we try to find out the visualization threats and applying CNNS control. So first, I'm just showing the background and motivation for this work. And because of the rise of the cyber attack in pharma supply chain, it's like that other industries, that it's a growing trend in cyber. So we can say the cyber risks also not only the other industry, it also falls in cyber pharmaceutical industries. They target intellectual properties, simply called IP, manufacturing system, and different logistic and supply chain. And some examples that we can think of: different types of cyber attack that include ransomware and cold chain tampering. So what is the problem? The main problem that we identify the fragmented visibility across the stakeholders. So that's why the visualization dashboard works. So the main problem here, the lack of integrity with the cyber risks, and we have a limited knowledge on existing systems, say that isolated supply chain and manufacturing distributor, and limited across entity visibility, and no dashboard that aligns with that existing system. That's another problem. So we propose here CIA triad with the CNS model and real-time threat intelligence. So our research objective for that dashboard design is integrating um, that threat intelligence, that matrix and attack CK. As you see, that includes multiple defense control, integration intelligence, and IP groups and threat hunting. So all of that we consider in a matrix called a Metro Attack CK. So that's with the threat intelligence structure that we have. And we also integrate with the vulnerability scoring with the CVSS, and finally with the CIA triad that goes with the CNSS control. So our goal is to improve kind of situational awareness and enable that risks, that managing the risks, and enable the proactive risk management. So in a literature review, we first try to find out couple of literature based on the supply chain to mostly the major target for ATP attacks. And then we also perform some review on a prior focus on IT threats and single node visibilities. And we also identify the gap that no CNS based dashboard was yet designed, and it's very weak in integrating with the other monitoring systems. And we also found that it's a very limited in a multi-framework integration, sort of that interoperability framework in healthcare and other places. So our innovation here, as you see earlier, with the three-stage, with the CNN-based visualization, CIA, and graph-based analytics, NeoJ, and dynamic integrity verification with a multi-layer dashboard integration, all that together, it goes from the suppliers to manufacturing and distributor. So this is basically, we try to make a system here showing the overview, say from the database. The feature is constructed, and then here is a feature selection module work to clustering and machine learning things, that you can see this part here for the first clustering, and then feature ranking that goes for the classification purpose. And when new flows come, the feature construction selection here that in matches with the KNN trained model. And then we have that offline and online phase. So this online phase you see in the bottom, that's more, but an offline phase we got for the training, and testing goes in the online phase to see that the attack matching with it or not. So CNN's race is core conceptual that figures. So this three-layer framework, first here with the threat intelligence layer in Metro track and CVS scoring that's performed. Second layer, it goes here as a control mapping. And finally, the final layer that we consider the dashboard as application layer shows the real-time visualization and threat correlation. Here it shows a pharma supply chain dashboard how it looks like, though we didn't implement the whole, but it's a kind of a alerts showing and different places what is happening. We can say the part of it already done with through our literature review and modeling and some sort of small scale data analysis. So the three layer that you see, that threat intelligence also here, it can be shown from the large picture, and CNS mapping and dashboard layer in the middle. See that how this reacts and what are the risks and other things that impose for pharma supply chains. Okay, what are the tools that we used for that work? As a little bit explained earlier, we use the Neo4j and graph modeling attack path. That's very much used in several places in a graph database. We use same tools like Splunk and ElasticSim. We also use a Python as a for machine learning, simply the Panda and scikit-learn. And for visualization, we used Power BI and Grafana. Tableau AI also can be used as or some other like simply using that visualization related toolkits by Python can be also used. Okay, so what are the data source? The public data source we use for incident data set, and we also simulated some part with the OT and IoT data. As you know, that is not well enough because of the case varies, and sometimes it's context sensitive. So we consider the threat intelligence in CVE and Align Vault, that's a benchmark, and we also use the pipeline from the data normalization, threat monitoring, CNS scoring, and risk computation. So what are our results? After having simple analysis with integrated path that is detected, the graph-based detection improved that accuracy from 27 to 34%. That is our improvement to the work. And risk-based clustering here, like a distribution hub, that shows that high risk nodes. um, yeah, so that's here those simple results that we are showing with the one slide. But yeah, this system we propose that can be applied with the large data set and can be also applied with the simulation to increase to our based of the knowledge that that approach is novel so far. Here, combined CNN and metric improved the risk prioritization and context awareness that we said earlier, and graph-based model that reveals the hidden dependencies and attack path and propagations. So that's a very interesting way of identification, and it benefits reducing alert fatigue and better decision making. In conclusion, that we said that we can draw here the CNN aligned dashboard that enhance more visibility than the other, and is strong focused on integrated risks because as you say CIA composed and integrated here. This integrity here, it falls in the supply chain that we uncover, and it improves the detection and coordination that work well in interoperability framework. And also our future work that we consider with AI based predictive risk modeling, and that we hope that for the big data and others that prediction and is better than detection and recovery. So just protecting the resource that needs the predicting an early measure to take. And we also consider real world pharma data validation because the things I mentioned, that is small data set, and we try to simulate a little bit. And we are also thinking for using blockchain for tracing and then taking that for the graph input, and that we consider will accelerate and it will increase the performance of the work. And the automation, we also need to check the compliance of CNSS. So there are a lot of things that future direction that have for the project that we are carrying out. Okay, we reached that end of very small work, and we recommend if you have any question, please reach us to this email. Thank you so much.